Hello everybody, it's Bill and the Slime here. Thank you for joining me. And today I want to talk about something really important, and it's Europeans are under massive threat of becoming minorities in our nations, and not only that, but also just extinct. So we're facing an issue where our whole race is in jeopardy. I mean, from 1965, Europeans in America, for example, were 88-90% of the country. Today, in America, only 63% of the country. So we're going down very quickly, 27 points in only a couple decades. This is incredible, the rate it's going at. And we like to blame people, and a lot of the times it is those people's fault, aka the tribe. But it's also our fault too. We let this happen. We let the tribe and minorities just completely take advantage of us. We haven't fought back. We just take all the beatings and we don't say anything about it, really. But now the chickens are coming home to roost, okay? They are coming home to roost. Reality is catching up to us. It's showing its ugly head. No more fantasy world that multiculturalism works, that we can all live together as one, because we can't. And it doesn't work, it never has worked, and it never will work. America is just another example of that. Every single day we see it. We see it with the massive high African American crime rates. Massively high crime rates against white people. It's unbelievably high. And I might make a video on that later. We see that people of the tribe, quote unquote, parentheses, have complete control of our institutions. They first took control of the banks, then from the banks they took control of the institutions. After they took control of the institutions, they bought up politicians. So for all intents and purposes, we are a colony of the tribe, parentheses. So everybody is aligning themselves along racial lines, just like they always have and always will. I think maybe the globalists thought that, well, let's mix all the races so we don't have to deal with all this. Yeah, but it doesn't work like that. You know, that's what they don't understand. And I don't think they're trying to mix the races in order to stop future conflicts. I think they're doing that so they can destroy the white race, white people. Of course, they always have these excuses to make you think that, oh, this is wonderful. Whites, okay, we just have to mix with other people and then there won't be any war. Oh, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, of course it doesn't work like that. There will always be war as long as mankind is around, right? So it's just an excuse. Oh, we mix all the races, then, no more conflict. How beautiful is that? Of course, it's absurd, and it's just another excuse to try to get people on board with mixing out white people. And of course this is horrific and terrible, but they stop at nothing whatsoever to lessen white population as fast and as quickly as they can so they can implement their new world order. Whites, you go to the side. You are now a minority. Keep your mouth shut. And we have a new class, a new social class of the third worlders that you will be paying for. And that's the way it's going to work. We all want to know who does this, who's doing this to us, right? There must be an enemy out there. Must be somebody we can fight or blame. And, well, there is definitely an enemy out there. And they are definitely pushing our genocide. And they have been for a very long time. But this group of people who control the media, the banks, and our institutions and Hollywood and all that. And remember, they were able to do this by working together and also having control of the money supply. Those two reasons gave them the ability to just conquer everything in this nation that brings people together, like universities, like the media, and also have great influence over the minds of the country. So this is how they were able to do this. It's pretty simple. But it's quite extraordinary that such a small population was able to do this. Nevertheless, we are facing really hard times. If we thought the Battle of Tours was the deciding factor of European civilization, let me tell you, that, of course that was a great battle, but let me tell you, we are in even more peril today than any Islamic invasion, because we don't have all of our people on our side. We should, but we don't. Back in the day, the Europeans were united against the Muslims and were able to kick them back. But today, it's not like that. There are some Europeans that are awakened by what's happening, but there are some Europeans that are completely against us and are actually playing for the other teams and their success. And there are also Europeans that just simply don't care. They're just sitting on the sidelines while Europeans actually trying to fight for them and fight for civilization, and their women and their children are getting pummeled, by the other teams. It's a very hard time, and this will test men's souls, as you've heard that saying before, because this is the time where either Europeans can go left or they can go right. We can go into the new dark age, where we completely get eliminated after a while through race mixing, through I would probably guess even genocide. We can go the right way, which is we take control of our countries, implement institutions that work for us, or we just simply take back the institutions that were taken from us and implement things that will benefit our people. There's only two options here. Fight for our people, or we can become minorities and we have no more political power and we're screwed. And hey, by the way, that's really smart what they're doing. They're bringing in, they're bringing in other people from the third world who overwhelmingly vote liberal and vote for, let's say in America, for example, taking away guns, more massive non-European immigration. At the same time, they massively go on welfare. It's like a hilarious process. And it's just sad how our people just deal with it. And especially in Europe, they go on welfare immediately. They have a right to vote. So you're paying for them to outvote you, and you're taking a huge chunk of your economy and giving it to them. It's insane what's going on. I can't even imagine European economies, how much bigger they would be if they didn't have to pay for these people's welfare and these people's stuff. It's ridiculous. The European nations have been completely cucked. They're cucks. They let this happen. They let 1,400 little white British girls raped in Rotterdam, England. Those are the areas we know of that are having these gigantic rape epidemics of Muslim men raping young British girls. 1,400 in Rotterdam, a little town in England, northern England. We just let it happen. These people in England let it happen. And it's not just happening in England. Okay, those were the people that happened to be caught. It's happening more in England, other places in England. It's happening around Europe, where white women are being literally raped and sexually assaulted on a mass scale. And where are the men? What do? Nothing. Nothing. And the police they're horrifically bad too. I heard reports that police knew about what was going on. They knew about this for years, what was happening in Rotterdam. But they were scared to be called racist because they might lose their job or be scorned by their peers. Who gives a shit? There's little white girls being raped, and you're going to just sit by and let it happen? They knew about it? They knew about it, guys. Because you didn't want to be called racist? Get the hell out of here. Freaking cowards. And those people are freaking traitors. And we all know what happens to traitors. They're just as bad as a goddamn traitor. So it's a lot of emotions. It's horrific what's happening. Horrific what's happening to our people. Once amazing people who conquered the world, who invented so many great things, who helped the world as a whole, are now facing extinction, massive industrial rape in their homeland nations by foreigners coming in, raping your women and children on an industrial scale. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. If I were to tell you this, let's say if I were to go back in time in the 1950s and tell you what's happening right now, they would say, bro, you're insane. And I'd say, no, it's really happening. It's really happening. We don't know who we are anymore because, again, we don't have control of our institutions. So everybody's running around with their head, it's like a chicken with their head cut off. We're told in the media that our civilization is evil and built on white supremacy. Meanwhile, these assholes have the right because of our beautiful founding fathers, for example, in America, have a right to talk all this shit because of white people. If it wasn't for white people, they would not have the right to say that. Go ahead to Sub-Saharan Africa. See how much you can talk shit about the government there and see how long you last. But nonetheless, even though 1.5 million non-whites come into America every single year, annually, we're still called a white supremacist country. Isn't that crazy? And we had a black president. See, guys, it makes no damn sense. But that's the point of the tribe and their control of our institutions. Left is right, right is left, up is down, down is up. Everything is ass backwards. Nothing's supposed to make sense. So, like I was saying before, people are running around with like a chicken with their head cut off. Nobody knows what the hell's going on because the truth is not getting out there. And when it is out there, the media spins it. For example, they do these little code words. So instead of saying Muslim men raping 1,400 British girls in Rotterdam, they say Asian men. You're like, what? I know in England they sometimes say Asian, Asian meaning Middle Eastern people. But why can't you say Muslim? Because they all were Muslim. All of these people were Muslim men raping young British girls. It gets me really upset just thinking about it. I know if normal people were in power, those people would be in prison, sent back home, or hanged. In this society, they get slaps on the wrists, or they don't go to jail at all. In some cases. There was a story, I think it was Austria, where this young boy was raped, or was it a young girl? I don't remember, but it was a young boy, young girl. She was raped, or he was raped. The Muslim man who did it was from Iraq, I believe it was. And the point of the story is, he was able to get off because he said, I didn't know she was saying no, because I couldn't understand it, and because I was having a sexual emergency. So because of that, it might have even been Sweden. But the moral of the story is, he got off. He got no jail sentence. He might have had to do community service. It was something retarded for raping this person who was underage because he didn't know what no meant in his language and he was having a sexual emergency. So that's how he got off. That's how he got off for raping a young underage girl. Unbelievable. God, it gets me my blood boiling because they're getting away with doing this stuff. They're getting away with it. It's sick. It's sick, man. The time has come. You gotta stand up. Whatever it is you do, like these types of videos or make your own YouTube channel, but nonetheless, do something. Do something. It could be your wife. It could be your daughter, okay? Those girls, they had a mom. They had a dad. And nonetheless, they were still raped. And that was somebody's sister or daughter or niece. And that person could be your daughter too. So think about that. Please, gotta start standing up. We have to play for our team, just like the tribe, parentheses, 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 is playing for their team. And blacks are playing for their team. They want more power. They want more of their people coming in here so they can have more influence over the country, right? That's how it works. Everybody's playing for their team, but us. Start playing for your team or we'll be wiped off the field. You're still on our team if you're a European person. Anywhere in the world. Even if you're an SJW, you're still on our team. If we lose, you lose. Because massively high, let's say, black crime rates are not going to change because you're an SJW. You're just as likely to be killed, raped, robbed, and it'll always be the way it is. Blacks are not going to just say, oh, hey, we're going to lower our crime rates because you've been helping us. And, just because you're down with helping our cause, we won't attack you. It doesn't work like that. They'll still attack you. You're a target because you're white and they think you have money. So the point is that you are still on our team and you will still face the consequences of whites becoming minorities in these nations. So don't think for a second you're somehow excluded from this because you're not. Anyways, thank you so much. I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.